Smells like victory. You salty, ringed-out idiots.
Oh, what a good time.
We've just lost the plot, haven't we, entirely?
Yeah, it has been, what is it, day 4 now?
Yeah, I think so.
So still got plenty to come.
Yeah, plenty more descent into madness.
And already people are just, completely falling off the rails. It's a little bit crazy. But what a match. I mean, that was, I don't think that was anywhere near what HellRaisers had in mind when they showed up today.
No, absolutely
it's gonna
not.
have to change.
That no one goes to bed thinking that's going to happen. Especially because as we mentioned, touched on, and I'm sure they addressed it on the desk in the pregame. This NRG team hasn't been impressive, outside of the online games leading up to some of these events, and it's kind of it's been interesting because they had this great run of form where they qualified for like 3 or 4 different events all in like the same month. And obviously that month that they qualified was like 2 ago. So they've kind of dipped in form not only since then, and then they just kind of struggled through their first few lands. But obviously it's great that they qualified and get a lot of that experience and everything along those lines. And now, at least against HellRaisers, they're starting to get their legs underneath them. And we can see if they can make some kind of a late run in this event, in this Swiss system.
Let's find out if HellRaisers have woken up since map number 1 that they did lose in miserable fashion. There's going to be actually a Molotov and a smoke there on the CT side. That's a bit interesting for NRG. And Breeze just looking into the middle. Cirque getting 2 headshots and Fugly with another one. So absolutely crushed in the middle.
And it continues. It's carried over from map number 1. Obliteration, nice aggression from Cirque and Fugly, able to find those 3 kills. And now look how far back everyone from NRG gets to play this. Cirque with only 7 HP just playing in Graveyard, a headshot angle. There's 1 Molotov on Dead Fox. He's got 11. This is just a really tough time. It's going to have to be great shots from Bondik. He at least has the USP. He can pick off a couple heads. It's Breezy who needs to survive. Cirque is kind of expendable at this point with his HP. And Daps is going to be here very quickly. Even Ethan over at that B bomb site just playing all the way back in CT spawn will have a quick presence over towards the A bomb site. This is a good setup for NRG.
Daps spotting out Bondik, and Bondik realizing we might as well go at this point. This is going to be a bit of a miracle if we can bring it back, so something's going to have to work out. He's managed to somehow sneak his way in, but they lose Dead Fox, and Breeze will find the kill on Bondik as well. Triple for Cirque overall in the round. Really good stuff, obviously. I think for NRG, this is good news. Obviously winning the pistol round, but I think for HellRaisers, the problem is it does sort of revive the potential for the same kind of weird feeling in the first map, right?
Well, I think that's the thing. If you're HellRaisers, like, you better hope you're mentally strong enough to kind of sustain some early beatdowns, because you can't just collapse if this feels like it's happening all over again. It's a very easy feeling to kind of have sink in after such a loss as they took. Also, I mean, you want to talk about someone like Woxic. We mentioned a lot on Overpass that he had a really, really rough game. Well, this is a map on the T side where it's hard to get off to a good start with the AWP. It's hard to make that work, especially throughout an entire half. So it could be a while before he's able to really have impact in this series, and that would be very worrying. That's going to be a dangerous scenario for HellRaisers. They have 1 smoke. That'll be for CT spawn if they do end up hitting this B bomb site. Ethan's got a counter smoke of his own. Daps has a Molotov that he can put down as well. I don't think this is going to go all that great.
No, a flashbang here would be really great, wouldn't it? Just to open it up. But the smoke, not going to be quite enough, and we've already lost enough players at the bomb plant. It's probably not going to happen. Isa finds the single one there, but the bomb is still dropped out the entrance of the bomb site. And Isa with the FAMAS. A couple of headshots would be great if he could find 1 more kill. Actually doing a good job of tapping away, and maybe trying to see if he can get the triple. Almost did on Fugly. It's not bad.
Fugly was looking for a FAMAS, and everything that got thrown back at him was useless. So yeah, a couple kills for HellRaisers, but no plant, which is the tough part. So that doesn't go as planned. Nice job from NRG. Didn't even use that Molotov on the execute. 2-0. And it's going to be on to Glock. So 1 P250 on Isa. Well, I guess you take this if you're HellRaisers. I guess for Angel, I'm sure they talked about everything during the break between the maps and have everything figured out of exactly how they want to open up on this map. But may just want to double check if you're Angel during this round. Just sit back. You can let anyone do whatever they want. But who cares about this round when you just need to make sure that next round you're going to be well prepared. Everyone knows what they're doing on the same page.
I mean, Sean was talking about the concept of anti-stratting and how much it looked like NRG was prepared for that map in an extreme way, really. I think that's also what the problem is here, is that if you're HellRaisers, that you're going to start to feel like they just know. They have their read is so good. Like, you know that they're maybe better prepared than you are. That in itself, even outside of the personal skill level, can also sort of like be in the back of your mind, I think, at some point.
Especially if you do have that feeling. The tough part is then you kind of second guess yourself. Like, I mean, the best example of it is think about Taco yesterday playing against his former teammates in SK. He put out that tweet, and I know I spoke to him last night after the game as well, and he felt like he was very kind of mind gamed out of that series just because they know how he plays. So he felt like he had to try and do things that he's not used to doing and try and do something that were a little bit weird, a little bit different, and he was really out of his comfort zone. And that could be a feeling that HellRaisers has if they feel that anti-stratted.
Just give him the benefit of the doubt and see what they could do here in round number 4. They certainly have the chance here with the AKs. Less utility than they like, but enough to still have an impact. NRG, obviously, it'd be interesting to see how they hold on to their grenades. Some teams are very good at it, and some teams just end up throwing them away a little bit too quick for our liking.
Well, they've got bracket control. That Molotov going to delay things. Cirque even dinking down. Flashbang comes out as well. He's still alive and good in the pit. A lot of utility being expended for both sides, and Cirque now getting to a new angle, dodging flashbangs too in the bomb site. This is not going to go well. Again, HellRaisers is just funneled forward into all the crossfires, even with a couple kills there at the end. Breezy just needs to live in the back of this bomb site. His teammates are here, one even coming up on the flank. That's Ethan, who's going to be ready to come lane.
Breeze just hiding in the back, almost taking down Bondic. Daps will get him through the smoke. Knew exactly what that position was. Woxic trying for the bomb plant. He's actually going to be able to pull it through. I thought maybe he'd come off, but Daps not making quite enough noise. Ethan is going to be walking up behind him, and Woxic is, there's no chance. Simply crossfired out of existence, and that will be another round for NRG. I mean, you did sort of mention it, but that was really great. The Molotov that forces Cirque out, as soon as he's forced out, he actually turns for the flashbang even before it comes. Like, he's just so zoned into what's happening. That's a nice little read for him, and obviously got him a double kill.
I mean, that's a lot of time spent in the server playing in this position. You know they kind of execute. The Molotov comes in, and you're obviously trying to pay attention to lane so you can help your teammates out, be that piece of the crossfire, and that's when the flashbang just wrecks you. But it is a very nice turn. It also helps very much that NRG gets the first 2 kills on that kind of hit. Take the teeth out of the attack, allow Cirque some more time to get comfortable. Even a couple kills coming out for HellRaisers, but just not enough. Fugly gonna spot one. Got to be careful. Doesn't want to mess with that whatsoever. Angel breaking out the windows. But he's got the knowledge that alt mid is going to have some pressure. Woxic down at the base of Banana alone with the bomb, and I almost fell out of my chair.
What is the matter with you? You did this yesterday as well.
I know. I don't know what it is.
It's like 5 legs. You're just sitting still and falling in the chair.
I was trying to lean forward, and the wheels got caught, so the whole back end lifts up off the ground. You know, listen, sitting in chairs is not as easy as you make it out to be.
All right. We'll try and see if we can make it through this match at all. A little bit of top mid control for HellRaisers, but perhaps not too worried about covering the archway. And that's very late information. They're right in front, but he still gets a good double kill and turns it into a triple. Why not? 5-0 in favor of NRG, and they are going to be leading into the 6th round. And now there's finally an AWP on Woxic, which we weren't really having the impact that we were wanting on Overpass, but maybe now. Maybe now.
There's got to be a time for it. He's really struggled to have any impact in this series so far. Great job by Ethan. He's caught out in the open, and you can see it. You could see the recognition that when he figured out that he wasn't going to be able to get away and all the way back to that deep bomb site. He just realized he has to turn and fight and just see what happens. Just holding down at the angle and is able to get 3 kills. Here's Woxic hoping for the opportunity. Cirque has his op as well. I think, if I recall the stats correctly, it was in Overpass, it was like 4 kills of the op for Cirque and 3 for Woxic. The op really didn't have a whole lot of impact on either side, either one of these teams. Didn't really need to for NRG's case because they were just dominant in everything else. Here, though, on the defensive Inferno, it can be very, very impactful.
Cheating a 4th man over to the A-bomb site. NRG trusting in Ethan. He doesn't have a Molotov. That always annoys me a little bit. I feel like if you're going to be playing this position alone, it'd be nice to hold on to the Molotov in the smoke. Pretty much until somebody shows up. At least the Molotov, just because if they try and rush you down, you can You could buy so much time with that one grenade. Instead, it looks like there's a little bit of pressure. Woxic's still at the back of T ramp with the bomb, so that's an indication that this is going to be eventually maybe a B hit.
Well, this is great from Cirque as well. It is a risk. He's moving up lane and he's getting a new angle in towards Boiler. Now he's going to peek towards Bracket, slowly going to creep out. That's going to allow Fugly to rotate back towards the B bomb site with confidence, especially because Ethan's going to put this smoke down. Waiting to hear the footsteps, and that's going to be so harsh, and they're going to come right through it. He's in position, though. He's got the first. He's going to get the second, spraying through. He's trying to find more. Not going to happen, but Fugly has taken up his position. He's got 2 free, and all 3. Doubles up on headshots at the end. Makes it look stylish, and it's a 6-0 run for NRG. And if you're HellRaisers, you call a timeout, and you're thinking, oh god, it's happening one more time.
That was so beautiful from Fugly. I mean, it was Ethan did such a fine job setting up the whole round for them, but that looks so smooth.
Did Fugly take damage getting sprayed through the smoke, or was that from something at the A bomb site earlier? He was at like 6 HP when he swings
I think it was in that fight that he took it.
Okay.
But that looked great, didn't it? That you dream of having those kind of transfers where you just.
The transfer onto I believe it was Woxic was the first one down. I think it was Angel was the second player. That transfer had to be like a very quick kill if he was going to get that third. That was that was cool.
Everyone almost with their hands up, in front of their mouths, just looking like, oh god.
Yeah. Oh no. This is when it can get very quiet in your team, and like you just don't. This is where you really need like someone who's going to be a hype man.
Yeah, a completely quiet team speak at this point in the game is not a good thing. Gotta keep up the communication. Gotta keep thinking that there's a way back in here. There is, but right now they're not finding it. 3 Deagles, 2 CSAT 75s, and NRG double AWP now, feeling very confident in the defense.
Smart as well. Just fall back into the bomb site. No need to challenge anything. Daps has an op, so does Cirque. Daps is going to be boosting Ethan up in the back of this B bomb site. Allows him to get to a new position with that AWP. Want to force these upgraded pistols, these Deagles they hear ringing out into attacking a bomb site. There's only 2 CZs to kind of keep space for these Deagles, so this hit can get whittled down pretty quickly. Fugly in Graveyard, Breeze in Pit. Cirque with that op over in Library. It's a lot of smokes for HellRaisers, though. They have 4. They just used 1. That's over towards, I believe, Rap side. Yeah, just plumes now. Cirque is going to readjust the location. They want to split towards the B bomb site, so fair play. This could get dangerous for Cirque.
Yeah, if he goes down, then Daps and Ethan over there could also be in a little bit of trouble. Does spot out a couple of people. Just checking no one's coming through the smoke. Good leg. That at least helps a little bit. And Daps and Ethan are buried in the bombs. Like, they're really far back, and there's no grenades to force them out. So they might still be able to just take this fight even 2 versus 5, just because of the rifles and everything else. See Ethan sort of thinking it up. There's Daps with 1 kill. Good return from Angel, and beautiful shot from Dead Fox. That Deagle taking care of Daps, but almost losing 2 in that initial exchange. AWP's picked up from Bondic. Can they hold on to this? That'd be beautiful for HellRaisers if they could suddenly turn it around and win one of these rounds. Even flash. Bondic gonna pick up the kill. Fugly and Cirque now left, and Cirque is gonna find 1. He's very low on health already. Dead Fox has to do some of the work here, I believe, with the Deagle in the back, looking for a 1-shot. Actually, Isa comes out with a big hit and taking another one. Double for him at 3 health. That's great play. And HellRaisers finally on the board here on Inferno.
Yeah, who would have thought with Deagles and the CZs, and that's a nice B split. That's follow-up smoke in towards CT Arches. Cirque never rotated all the way around, and even if he had, would have been tough to handle behind that smoke. If he had just gotten 1 kill, that would have been much easier. Ethan also, I don't think he really understood the best way to play that scenario at the time. Kind of like he could have just stayed behind those boxes, and he was more out in the open, and maybe a little bit of confidence because he's just won pretty much every fight he's gotten into across these 2 maps, but goes down without a fight. Woxic going to peek in towards the Molotov. The follow-up as well. Not too bad. Down to 76.
Oh, grenade. That's now, a fair few people tagged up. It's like 60 plus damage lost across 3 players. I mean, the reason it matters to do this damage with the, with the grenades and everything else, especially when you're on the CT side, is just because you get into like an extended spray fight versus the AK.
And 1 dink with the M4, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Or the 3 bullets instead of the 4, right? That also matters if you don't get a straight headshot. So it definitely helps out.
Well, let's see if they're going to be able to take this. Ethan's blind. Oh, he's giving up his position. He's got to try and do something and holding for Daps. That's a nice take from HellRaisers. Fugly's going to get here and he's going to try and stop this spray through the smoke. And oh, it's just a quarter second late, perhaps, if that. He's got Angel pushing against him. You can tell just by how he's playing this that he's not really convinced they want to go for it. He's not overly committed, and he's going to have to start. If they're going to save, which it looks like they are, Fugly needs to just bail out right now in the cover of this smoke, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to get away. Issa's on the hunt for maybe 1 to 2 more guns. But now that HellRaiser's starting to string it together, they have some money built up, and they're really grinding into the economy of NRG, and that's a good shot. That's a really nice shot. You combine that with the Deagles, and he's coming alive here on Inferno.
Yeah, really something for Isa, isn't it? You see if they could steal some more rifles away, especially Cirque with that AWP, who's right on the edge. Picking up the kill on 1. Angel also going to be going down, so it's becoming a, yeah, they're going to call it up. They said this is a little bit too expensive. We don't want to keep doing this.
Yeah, their money isn't built up that much on the T side to be able to afford, 1 to 2 more losses. So NRG gets away with the 2 weapons, but this is a good start in the half for HellRaisers. They can start building upon this, and if they do get that reset, then we have that game that the desk was hoping for.
Do we have any comments about Ethan spraying in that corner? Should he have not fired? Like, is there a right or a wrong answer to being flashed when you're that close?
I mean, not really. It does give up your position, but I guess, if someone does jump around the corner, how many times have we seen a blind person get, like, at least 1 kill there?
Yeah.
I think the big thing is it was just a really nice setup from HellRaisers, the op just peering towards car, and actually they're using a double op setup on this T side, which you don't normally see on Inferno.
No, and I mean, one of the reasons why is that you're a little bit hoping that they're going to give you some of the fights, which they are. Dead Fox winning that one. Ethan, is he going to be able to follow it up? They could probably guess that the orb is not going to be completely alone right at the beginning of the round, so just waiting patiently. Daps could set up for a flashbang if he's really feeling it. Maybe try and flash Ethan into a fight.
That is very curious. The late dry peek from Cirque just sliding out. And here comes a Molotov. Ethan's going to have to push forward. He's got to win this fight, and he does. More coming. Dead Fox has him pinned in, and another frag for him. And Daps had backed away entirely, so there was no backup for Ethan. And now he's got a really tough decision to make, because Smoke's going to come down. Flashbang as well.
He's smart right now, Daps.
Yeah, I mean, he's just listening for information. You can't really defend against that. His only option is just run through the smoke, but now he's got to book it back towards this A bomb site. Breeze has a big job to do as Fugly is isolated.
Well, and he needs some backup as well, otherwise they're going to come and shoot him in the back. He's trying to fall back from that position, but ooh, Fugly actually saving him. That's a huge kill coming in. Breeze left on 5 health, but it is a 3-on-3, and Daps, he's just running over here, try to get there in time. Breeze going to be going down, Fugly next in line, and Daps took that kill somehow right through the smoke. Now, can he actually get the timing? Flashbang, that was the only one that he had. Thought maybe he was going to try and commit to it. The bomb will be going down now. 9 seconds left, and Daps, very tricky to find your way into a bomb site like this.
That's the peak he wanted. Needed to hit that shot. Another nade coming out. There's a flash and a smoke left. He wants to get in front of that and just barely misses the angle. Walk's able to crouch and get him through the box. Nice take from HellRaisers. With the knowledge that 2 players in the bomb site for NRG, you could tell that was a very awkward fight as Breeze falls back, and there was nowhere for that second defender to go except up on that box in the corner, and you just know they're going to check that. The pre-fire takes out the kill. Player in sight can't do a whole lot. So 6-3, 3 in a row for HellRaisers, and they needed that because this was starting to get ugly.
Yeah, what a revival. That's so needed at this point. I mean,
wondering if there's going to be another buy from NRG. You have to say as well, some of this losing streak for NRG, they're going to go for a half investment. They're going to go for the upgraded pistols with armor and probably a decent amount of utility as well, because they have a solid amount of money, just not enough to get the M4s out. That Banana defense, the aggression on Banana, they had the one round Ethan was pushed down, him and Daps both died, then Cirque peeking with the AWP, he goes down, Ethan kind of gets abandoned alone at Sandbag, so all the success of HellRaisers is coming towards this B defense pushing out and trying to contain and trying to hold Banana on CT side. It hasn't worked out. I think NRG just needs to go back towards that passive style. Let them have it if they want it, because
I mean,
not that it's necessarily a great thing, but you can't hold it yourselves.
that defense also changes so much when they run out of like money for a lot of Molotovs and everything else, right? Like they can't sort of spam us. I mean, Cirque that last round could sorry, was it Woxic or I can't remember what somebody creeping in on Banana to sort of get that kill, right? They can more easily do that when there aren't just so many Molotovs all the way around. So NRG gonna have a slightly more difficult time until they can buy those again. They are playing deep inside of the B-bomb site.
They're kind of forced to without the weaponry. Deagles can be solid, though. Ethan's is very strong. Cirque only with the USP, as he wants to save for that AWP. Should be able to get it with a 4-round losing bonus. He's the one spotting this wrap side. Angel is here at the corner, doesn't show himself, so no one spotted anything, no kind of intel. And there's the spot. Now how does Cirque play this? No armor, USP. And they are pushing for him, and 2 players inside the site. Breeze in the pit. They know exactly where he is. Here come the smokes. Here come the nades and flashbangs. Cirque has been shown, and Bondik's going to get him from Halls. Bugly inside the site. He's got 1. That's it. And there goes Breezy.
No issue at all. Good collapse onto the bomb site. Nobody making any serious mistakes, and just using the grenades nicely to open it all up. So no reason for Ethan or Daps to start running across the map to try and be a part of that. It's never going to happen.
No. Save the armor. You have the Deagle and the CZ as well. Well, this has been great for HellRaisers. They've got a couple buys built up. It would have been nice for NRG to get a couple more kills on that hit. It's not going to happen, but you can see Woxic now gaining a great amount of money. It's kind of crazy seeing the kill numbers on HellRaisers. Aren't all that impressive, but they do have the 4 rounds, so I mean that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Oh, chicken, run away from the explosion, chicken. Why did they do that?
That chicken is dead. Real dead.
They could have saved it. Taco would have saved it.
That's how chicken McNuggets are made.
With bombs?
I don't know.
I realize you don't know that much about food in America, but come on.
6-4.
This, I mean, I feel like it was infuriating to watch HellRaisers just drop all of it on the floor in that first map, and then it looked like they were going to do the exact same thing here. But the fact that they can find some strength when you're that far down, I always find that a little bit encouraging. Like that makes me think, all right, there's some deeper strength in this team that you know still exists, and that's good news.
Well, they needed something to get them fired up, right? Like as much as you talk about, you know, the energy guy or the hype guy on your team or whatever it might be, someone who's going to make everyone have a good feeling. Nothing can reverse, you know, the feeling in a team as much as like a heroic effort out of one of your players. And Isa is that player with the Deagle. Remember, he got that triple kill to kind of close out that first round they had. They were down 6-0. They had Deagles and CZs, and him getting 3 kills and helping to win that kind of clutch in the B-bomb site has really invigorated this HellRaisers team for the first time in these 2 maps. Ooh, Cirque off angle. Angel crouches right into it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Not the way they wanted to get started. It's gonna make it a bit easier now for NRG to keep the setup that they have and not try and cheat anyone anywhere. Just can hold on to it a bit further. This feels like it's going to be a B attack, and see, they have a Molotov. It would be fun if they could Molotov Daps out of that position, because then that's going to be a little bit of trouble for NRG on this B defense. One of the reasons why people sort of stopped being in that position so much.
Well, Molotov is over at the A-bomb site, so that idea is gone.
Oh, you're right.
And it's even used. Cirque, though, he's pulled back towards A because of that utility. Ethan being boosted up is pretty dangerous. There's a flashbang, goes right past him off. Oh, they actually spray it. He spams it, and he goes back for more. Good kill from Dead Fox. Daps has to hold on as much as possible to pre-fire as he sees the barrel first. But still a chance for HellRaisers. The time on the clock, 5 seconds. They haven't got the bomb down. It is going to start being planted. It might be too late. No, they do have it. And Bondik has to hold on as long as possible. Not going to happen. They're fighting in the flames. They line up. That is miraculous. NRG is just giving away rounds at the moment like Halloween candy.
Yeah, look at how happy he is as well. It's been a while since we've been able to see that. That's amazing. Maybe that's one of the things that HellRaisers can just do. They have the name for it. They just spawn flames right on top of their enemies, and it's worked perfectly, didn't it?
Yeah, yes it did. I guess it was the plan all along. They have those kinds of tactics.
Oh man, I mean, apart from that, that was a very odd round for HellRaisers. The funny thing, obviously, was Dead Fox instinctively pre-firing the boost, but then not even realizing that someone was there, and then sort of coming back to it, and then the fact that they almost ran out of time. And I mean, half a second more and they would have run out of time for the bomb plant.
Yep. And obviously, I mean, the Molotovs at their feet, and they're just lined up for reset right at the end. That is so crazy how that actually worked out for them. Heartbreaking for NRG, but it does feel like the tides are starting to turn, doesn't it? Talked about Overpass, everything seemingly going wrong for HellRaisers. They've had a lot of things go right for them here in this 5-round streak that they have, and this is not one of them. There is a full read of the pressure that's about to come towards this B bomb site. All 5 players for NRG are here.
Don't do it, HellRaisers.
Do it.
Don't do it. I'm serious. Stop this. Please, somebody put the car in reverse and go the other way. They're walking right into it, and there's going to be a complete slaughter. Daps will take the last one. They did it, Moses. I told them not to.
They didn't listen to you. Oh, it's brutal.
There are ways to, let's be honest, there are ways to avoid that happening if you're playing.
That was pretty early in the round as well.
Yeah.
Like, they could have scouted that out. They didn't have to bring everyone over there so quickly. I'm not entirely sure why they did that. I'm not even sure what the whole read was from NRG, but boy, did it work. They got a free AWP, free AK, and I think a free M4 even out of it. So, well played from NRG to get back into, to get, stop this winning streak of HellRaisers at 5. They really need, I mean, this is great. 5 for HellRaisers is a very nice amount of rounds they're able to carve out of the middle of this half. They'd obviously love to build upon it, but if you're NRG, equally you're just thinking, we need to put a stop to this right now. We need to get up to 10. Close it out in 2. So, yeah. Timeout for HellRaisers here as they discuss things. High fives all around. They're not quite the high fives that we saw last time.
Noodly high fives. Just,
yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, it's not great.
Isa could have built, he can build a whole brand around just a high five. Sponsors just line up to have him do that.
What sponsor wants to do high fives?
It's just the effect of it. It's just the energy behind it.
Okay.
Like Coca-Cola, MasterCard, everybody.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Everyone wants a high fiver.
Yeah. It's genius.
All right.
Just get him back on that level. Just doesn't even matter how he plays. Just have him in the team just for high fives. That's a big stack towards the quad side or the bracket side, if you prefer.
Yeah, I think it was. Last Star Ladder, didn't Issa come in late because of a visa issue or something?
He did, yes, you're right.
So he was just so hyped to finally get there. This team had to play like 2 games without him.
Get him back on that level.
Yeah.
Throw his passport away or something.
Yeah, sit him out for a day.
Yeah, just get him. Make him really feel it.
Look at this.
This is weird now.
Okay.
Just because now the Daps has walked away from Arch, they're now holding 3 men in quad or brackets, and
I'm all about it.
You're all about it? You love this?
Yeah, it's fun. We've seen this. This has worked. Obviously, you have to be able to manage, like, it's tough for Breeze. The guy watching Halls is the one who has to make the right decision, especially if, like, a teammate goes down. So you obviously, it needs to be just like a dominant setup if you're going to stick with it, and they've fallen away for good reason. Once the execute starts coming out, just give it up. This late in the game as well, 25 seconds. Now you allow yourself to play the time, and HellRaisers is going to attack this. Cirque goes back in towards Library. Last time he was split towards the B bomb site, and this smoke kind of wrecked him. Now again, actually, he's going to have to get through that. They're going to be blocked off. Breeze sending in the flames, and now he's going to get wrapped, and they're blind as well, but he does go down. Nice shot from Cirque. He tags one up, but Fugly's still alive in the site. He's got to do something. There's one. Kill follows it up. The spray transfer. He just needs to live. There's no time. Walks it, gets the headshot. He gets the follow-up onto Cirque. But the round is won by NRG.
Yeah, that's big news. I wonder how much they put a double Molotov into that corner, and Cirque saw it.
Okay.
With the AWP. I wonder how much of a giveaway that is. Like, for one thing, you obviously know that there are going to be 2 people there, but if they commit that much to, I mean, they obviously didn't do that intentionally. That was just like a miscommunication that both players put it in. But if I saw that in my scope, I'd be thinking they probably are coming. Like, I mean, that's doesn't feel like any kind of a fake.
Well, I think as well. I like the call by HellRaisers because you're playing the mind game with Cirque as well since you had got past him on that B split earlier, and you could see he was a little bit paranoid when that first smoke comes out to block his vision.
Yeah.
And then obviously it pulls him towards the CT spawn side of Library, and the follow-up smoke just denies him from doing anything. Now he gets fortunate with a leg shot through the smoke, but really it's Breeze and Pit to get the 1 kill, and then it's Fugly with the double kill inside the bomb site that saves the day for NRG there. Back to their winning ways, and they've got HellRaisers right at the end of the road in terms of their money. There's only one round left after this, so it's not a huge deal, but it would make for an easier task of getting to 15. Looks like we might have another B split, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that could well be what's in store. He's just setting up the initial grenade required towards the library to just force Cirque out of position, but he's already taken up a good one. He realizes that that's what's coming, so heads up play for him. If he can get this first kill, this is going to be a very different scenario altogether. Certainly at the position. That's such a smart read. Well played on his part. Even going to get Bondic, and I mean, there's not much left. Daps, they saw this coming miles away. NRG, what a smart team.
Yeah, well, that has been thrown at Cirque 3 times. That's the third time he's seen it, so this time, just you saw him even be honest for that B split. Ethan can't handle the spray, but probably will finish off this kill. Yep, right through the smoke. Dead Fox can't win the fight, tries to get sneaky. And yeah, this has been a very nice round. Walks keep getting flanked, has no chance in that fight. 9-5. I'm a Pet is clapping away. He's got high fives on one side, claps on the other, and NRG looking to get to double digits.
Do we know how he picked that name, I'm a Pet?
No. I don't think I want to know either. I'm not going to lie.
No?
No.
It feels like there's a dark
There's probably a
backstory.
really weird story to it.
Well,
he has a pretty cool story how he got to this point, though. You know, he just started as like a Twitch mod for, I think, Tarek's stream. And eventually was just like every day just asking, you know, I want to be an analyst, I want to be an analyst. And he made the most of his opportunity, just as Fugly makes the most of that one.
that's a big fight to be taking, but works out just fine. C-sets all around here, and I mean, I think HellRaisers should probably be happy just taking the 5 rounds now and moving into the second half, but obviously feels a little bit weird when you had it sort of figured out and things were working all right, and then you lose that 1 round because you run into a stack. I think that's the thing, right? That's what's going to be in the back of your mind a little bit, maybe.
I mean, look at, well, Breeze has a lot of information, and he's going to be flanking T-ramp, so the longer this takes, the less opportunity HellRaisers have to make something from this. At the moment, with this flank from Breeze, at the very least, it's weakened the A defense. His timing getting here, he can stop this bomb. Oh, now he's giving up his position. He's got a kill, but he is traded, and actually, HellRaisers might fall back to B off that, which would be, well, a mistake. Not entirely, they just want to get that weapon. Both these teams have really struggled to recover from some of those kind of crippling losses to the Force Buys. Like, remember, that's what started the 5-round streak from HellRaisers, was the Deagle and CZ round towards the B bomb site that they won. Ethan's going to be challenged here, can't transfer over. Still 2 defenders in this A bomb site, that's really their only option, they're so split. They're going to try and come at Daps from 2 different angles, but I don't think it's going to be coordinated. Daps just has to survive as long as possible. Cirque's on the way now. Both members of HellRaisers need to be dedicated here. Molotov forced him into the open, but he wins the fight anyway. That should seal the round. 15 seconds left. Even if he loses this battle, the flank is going to be so effective. You can see he's just buying time as well. Molotov comes in, he's forced into the fight. And there's the flank.
Yeah, smart play from Daps. People could learn from that kind of thing. Just a lot of people just tend to be a little bit too aggressive.
Just playing for his teammates, right?
Yep. Really well done. 10-5 in favor of NRG. I think they're going to be quite happy with this first half. I think that was a good showing out of them. And I suspect that HellRaisers are going to be...
I think they're just going to be happy to have a chance.
Yeah.
After that first match.
Something they haven't tried in a little bit. Man, what a shocking start here to day number 4. This is also the heartbreak day, isn't it? If you lose here, I mean, if you're a HellRaiser, you're out of the tournament.
Yeah, people are getting sent home. There's going to be some tears, you'd hope.
Yeah, you want that? I do want that. To me, that's a people always make fun of it on social media or whatever. But why is he crying over a video game? I always think that. Well, if you take those kind of losses, that makes me think you're actually really invested into it. It wasn't just like a fun time for you. You really meant it.
Well, I mean, yeah, that invested as well in kind of the victories is depending on how much hard work you've put in as well. So it's all good stuff. And then even from this more of a sadistic sense, it's just kind of cool. 10-5. We've got a smoke on Daps, 2 flashbangs as well, and all Glocks for this offense.
Short insight into the mind of Moses. Glad we're out again. He's hoping for a long-range battle with that USP.
I think they spotted him.
Yep, I think so too.
Oh, there's Angel down middle, though. He's got 1 free kill. Gets traded immediately. no chance for anyone from HellRaisers to build upon that. They are willing to take these duels at range, though. You could see, I think NRG was even paused in the T-side apartments as they wanted to... It's so popular these days to have one player just go in towards halls and jump for information. They wanted to remain out of sight. It doesn't work, but they've got themselves in a 4-on-4, so no matter where they go, the defense is going to be thinned out. HellRaisers choosing not to stack anything. I would imagine NRG off this kind of a pick, I was going to say send a lot of bodies towards halls to just jump out. You almost feel like with one watching rap side and one having to keep an eye on lane, they wouldn't be able to kind of group up. And even here, it's going to be tough. Woxic has to be able to fall back quick.
Can he even do that? I mean, this is going to be really... If he gets tagged once, he's probably going to be slowed down enough that it won't even matter. Julian headshot, but good follow-up there. Fugly taking down Woxic. Still a 3-on-3. Trying to see if they can make their way in. Isa, can he hit those headshots he needs? So there's one, looking for a double, but he's not going to be in time. 30 seconds, the bomb will be going down. Dead Fox, is he going to wait for a teammate? No, it looks like he's pushing a little bit aggressively. Bondic is eventually going to show up. So Dead Fox did wait just at the corner. Good opening on one, and now Breeze all the way in the corner. Can he actually stop them from defusing this bomb? It looks like he's got one last chance here as they cover the smoke. Not bad at all for them, and are they going to double team him? There's one kill, maybe could have got the double, but Dead Fox will win the round. And HellRaisers, that was a critical round.
That CZ was a big factor in that, taking that first fight inside the bomb site. Great trades from Fugly as he attacks that bomb site. I mean, pretty much through every stage of that take for NRG, but that CZ, I don't think he expected it. He was out in the open, and the aim punch from it was pretty brutal. So, well won from HellRaisers. 6-10. That was a very close round. Breeze not able to do it. I think that smoke really kind of pissed him off right at the end. Dropped on the bomb, and he's just like, well, I have no options. I have to get aggressive, have to find a kill. Exactly what HellRaisers wanted. Now they can get started plant, though, so NRG likely going to buy in that third round. Do have 2 Deagles, P250 as well. No utility. They're not getting that $200 flashbang Anders. Want to see if those Deagles will get them anything.
I'm alright with that. You don't need a $200 flashbang on the T side of Inferno.
Okay.
They can skip it. What they do need are fights being given to them by HellRaisers. That's what you're hoping for when you got that Deagle.
They might have an opportunity. It looks like HellRaisers wants to be aggressive somewhat with these SMGs. Make some bonus money, make it rain. Ethan's going to spot out Dead Fox back towards car, just trying to get information with the Glock before his teammates with some of the weaponry can come back and maybe take advantage of that. Wonder if they'll read... Oh, Fugly was really trying to line up the perfect shot. Just took a little bit too long. There's the peek from Bondic. Nice shot from Ethan, not able to build upon it, so 1 kill, and he's now Daps is the last one left.
If only he had the bomb. Oh! A better weapon to fight Angel with.
Anything, really?
Either one would have worked. That is 7-10. And now we have rifles in the hands of NRG. They did get a bomb plant in the first round, so they were able to pick a rifles third round instead of fourth. Good news, and they're fighting FAMAS and 2 MP9s. But ultimately, those weapons aren't going to be that bad on Inferno.
No, especially if they can time the utility properly to delay and play behind the smokes. They can get very, very deadly, and obviously, we all know what it's like if a CT side team wins this. Looks like a brawl, though, over towards Banana. Nade usage, and all of NRG is here ready to eat this. Breeze gets brought down. Ethan in front of everything. Somehow, he escapes all the damage. Actually, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was, but you could see NRG, they really wanted to push the envelope towards the B bomb site, and HellRaisers kind of scare him away.
Kind of a good thing they didn't continue. There were 3 people waiting on the other side for HellRaisers, so if they kept fighting there, that could have ended very badly. Grenade damage was a bit, but not so much that it's going to completely ruin the round. Angel wants to go and peek middle, and that's going to be a big success. Following up, and even Woxic chiming in with a big double of his own. What a brilliant round. Just not even close to making it work in the middle. No,
nice aggressiveness, and HellRaisers starting to get proactive on these maps. We saw it at a certain stage during Overpass. They did kind of have that one push towards the short water here as well on the CT side, taking matters into their own hand, kind of sensing what's coming and making sure they get to go find it. 10-8, HellRaisers is closing the gap. That was an early third round buy for NRG. So it's back to the Deagles, and they'll have a pretty decent losing bonus built up, and they'll have a solid buy again in that 20th round. But that's got to be scary. That, like we said, that was the bonus round, and nothing accomplished by NRG. They got 1 kill, but there's Some free AKs that were upgraded. Some of those SMGs are gone, so the money on HellRaisers just kind of balloons there. It grows a huge amount. You've got 3 players over 5,000, or excuse me, 2 players over 5,000.
See if NRG can have the same kind of homework prepared as they did on Overpass, if they are going to be just as well versed in how HellRaisers like to play this defense. Because that was really something on that first map. Only got 1 chance with rifles so far in the second half here for NRG, so it's a little bit early to be judging whether or not they have a good understanding of what's happening. Now trying to wrap around. It's a good kill for Angel, and Woxic's going to take a bullet right to the face. That was Breeze picking that one up with a deagle. And Angel peeking. There's 2 people there. If he overpeaks it, that could be dangerous. Another one for Breeze. Doing some damage in this round. It'd be great if we could take that third one and put the bomb down, but he's got time to play with, in fact. So even though he's kind of locked in right now, if he wins any one of these fights, there is a chance to make it out. Dead Fox waiting at the corner, and that was a good off angle, actually.
Yeah, it's hard to read for Breeze. He had a chance no matter where he chose. If he chose to fight at A, he had a 1-on-1. If he went to CT spawn, he would have had a 1-on-1. In mid, he had a 1-on-1. But obviously, just the angles are so kind of tough to know what to expect. Good damage, though, with the Deagles. 2 kills, forced some rebuys. 10-9. Again, all AKs for NRG. And that first gun round they had fell real flat. So we'll see what they can bring to the table this time. It was a very grouped up, all 5 players. Banana stopped by utility usage. Back towards mid with all 5 players and stopped by counter flash peaks. No op for the T side, and I think they kind of have the idea that Woxic has posted up. It's going to allow Angel to creep down and get an angle into alternate mid, but he gives it up relatively quickly.
He's not sticking around. I don't really mind that. They had one little trick, flash in, see no one's there. They don't sort of play around with it, which is a good idea. Because that flashbang also kind of reveals what you were doing. So
yes.
if anyone's nearby to hear it, it's just not worth it.
You can see Fugly. He's had a good game so far. He kind of heard the flashbang coming. He was about to turn the corner when it came out, and once he heard it pop, he just kind of backed away from the opening and let the push happen. So back to the B site we go. Ethan's starting to walk up. Bondic hasn't spotted it yet. It was Ethan that was playing this role in the previous half, and Bondic doesn't even spot anything. I think this is going to be quick, and Issa's going to clear out the AHLs. Now they just have to go. They have to hit this B bomb site, and they have to get in front of the smoke before Bondic can put it down. They do just that. Bondic is completely blind. He's got no chance for help. It's going to come through the smoke, but no, he goes down so quick that Dead Fox just gives it up.
Yeah, couldn't really do anything at all. Spray attempt actually did a tiny bit of damage, but the bomb will still go down. Now it's a 4-on-4, but they're here really quick, HellRaisers, and they have 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke. They can fire out a lot of this. The way that Ethan and Daps are standing in the back here, 1 good Molotov could really ruin their day, although actually he has a... No, he's going to put it out the smoke already, Ethan, so now the Molotovs can actually work. Otherwise, they would have had to put down the fire. Time ticking away now. 9-10 the scoreline. NRG need a win here in the second half, and maybe this is going to be it. Taking a little bit of time, HellRaisers. The grenades are forcing them back, and that's a good shot from Ethan. Angel wants to take the fight, but it's not going to be possible. Ethan with a great triple in the round, and he's looking for more. Quad kill is going to be all his. NRG at 11. They do lose a couple of players to the bomb, but I think they'll take it.
It's okay. I think that retake from HellRaisers was too slow. They ended up, I mean, even if they'd been able to get those 2 kills in the back of the bomb site, who knows if they would have been able to get the kills towards Banana quick enough for that defuse. And because they lose all players, it's a huge reinvestment. So not bad for NRG. They just need to build upon it per usual. You've got 2 HellRaisers players at $0 exactly. There's 2 more less than 1,000. So got a really good chance of resetting here early on and grabbing a big lead. Good job from Ethan, just holding the line. 3 kills, actually all 4 kills right at the end. Really good job. They had plenty of utility after that hit as well. They found a very nice timing where Bondic kind of gave it up and didn't realize that so many players were coming. That was a very awkward timing for him. When he watches that back, it's almost a little bit difficult to criticize him just because he didn't actually see anything.
I mean, but HellRaisers had so many grenades as well, and I just don't think they managed to use them in a very reasonable way. Smoke being set up and on the balcony. Breeze going to be jumping down. That could have been absolutely beautiful. He obviously had it lined up, but couldn't make it work.
Yeah, that's rough. He's trying to do a sneaky play, and he wanted to take that shot for about 3 seconds while he was falling off that balcony. Back to the B-bomb site we go. Per usual on Inferno. Something fails at A, something doesn't go your direction, and fall into a pretty standard execute. This time they don't have utility. This needs to be a solid defense between Dead Fox and Bondic. We'll see how the flashbangs go. Molotov comes out. There's actually no flashbangs. Deadfox getting a free shot, and he gets one kill. A good trade from Ethan. Bondik's here now, spamming through the smoke. He's going to come around the edge. Fugly finds that. He provides another opportunity to NRG, to his teammates, to win this in a 2 versus 3.
Fugly actually going for that shot for the smoke, but Angel just replying and committing to it as well. Going to give him the kill. Ethan and Cirque, if they can turn this around, that would be massive for them. That's a big grenade, and I mean, if Ethan goes down right here, Cirque, I don't think he's going to be able to hold it. They don't have any more grenades on the CT side. That's a great headshot to start off with. Woxic wants to sneak on in. He's right behind him. There's the pre-fire, and Ethan on the other angle. What a great crossfire. Cirque taking the main part of that away with the flank coming in from construction. The other two had to just walk into it.
That is great. Those are some very needed wins from NRG. This makes their job so much easier. No money left for HellRaisers, and they just didn't have the utility to kind of take over that water. They had to make the retake happen, not coordinate. Angel gets taken down so quick. Cirque showing to be one of those oppers where not having the op isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world for him. He can still use that AK-47, so not a deficiency on a map like Inferno, or if you just simply don't have the money. He's had some good rounds on both of these maps with the AK-47s. And NRG have just grabbed a hold of this match, winning that 2 versus 3.
Bondik not loving life. Deadfox is, though. One good shot there. Ethan gonna stand his ground, but
even Breeze has been dinked. He's at 1 HP. Actually, NRG has to be very careful here. Woxic has rotated over to cheat towards this B-bomb site. Bondik's still here. Angel's going to be on the move. And he's second now. Woxic trying to find that timing. There's the peak pre-fire, and these defenders are so low now it might not even matter. Ethan leading the way. His teammates letting him do his work all on his own. He's got the hot hand at the moment, and he's found his way in, even finding Woxic through the smoke. It'll be a 13th round for NRG.
Feels good when you can just clear a bomb site like that. Strolling right in. Cirque getting a say in the round as well, but overall it's Fugly and Ethan who are leading the charge. Yeah. 23 kills on Fugly, 22 on Ethan.
Fugly's just been solid, and Ethan is kind of the flashier player with some of the bigger highlights, but both of them combined, and this is all of a sudden turning this offensive side around. And I think Issa is looking for that one AK-47 that they found earlier on. He wants to pick that up. Knows the deagle shot. His teammate's telling him where it is. Breeze trying to defend it with 1 HP. Actually, Issa could get this kill if he comes up. He could actually find 2, but Fugly spins, turns, and he's got the intuition. And this buy for HellRaisers isn't going to be great. They are going to be able to pick up the M4s. It's the question of utility. We could see a couple times when they've kind of ran low. It's kind of hurt them in certain situations. They didn't have it for the retake. They haven't had it to stall out. So another dangerous round, although there's a decent amount of Molotovs up there.
Yeah, they've got something to work with. We'll see if NRG are going to try and make them use some of that utility early on. Maybe try and see if they can punish them in that way. If you suspect that your enemy, that the CT side is going to have sort of, you know, less grenades, it's always fun if you can spend the first 30 seconds just drawing them out a little bit. Some of them already been spent just to prevent any kind of rush on Banana, which is fairly common.
Also, just to help them get this kind of a little bit of control. It's the question, though, if they have the utility when you do this kind of deep banana control, you do use a lot of those nades very, very early on. Nice damage through the smoke. Ethan doesn't want to mess with that fight anymore. You can see he's feeling supremely confident. His team is feeling confident in him as well, allowing him to lead the way pretty much everywhere they go. So Molotov for taking top bracket control. Here's the pop flash as well. Trying to isolate players underneath that porch if they were going to play in that direction. And this is something we haven't seen from NRG in a while. Woxic looking for this walkthrough, and he's going to be able to find it. That's too easy. No flashbang, nothing to assist Ethan. Yeah, he's been great, but that's asking far too much out of him.
Yeah, really is. Good read from Woxic. And Angel is actually creeping back in. Daps kind of spotting him, it looked like, but not quick enough. And Cirque will finally be taken on Woxic. Hard around for NRG to get back into, although they are wrapping around. Breezy really high up there, but Angel somehow quick enough, and that's a big kill. I thought actually he was going to be able to get the kill on Angel there. Cirque finds one, and is going to be trying to run back towards the B-bombs. And the problem is, Fugly solo on health, he can't really do much.
No, but if Cirque can get this kill, he'll smoke off towards CT spawn. Actually, he's just going to go for it. He doesn't realize Bondik is there, and yeah, that's going to seal the round. He had to go quick. Time was low, less than 10 seconds. Even when he got into the site, he wouldn't have had a chance. So Fugly's just saying, I'm going to save my gun, see if you can create anything. Still going to be a little bit of a busted buy for HellRaisers. They'll have to drop 2 weapons over, so not going to be pretty in terms of what they have left, but they do get that AWP. Woxic still, haven't had to say his name a whole lot on this map. He's not bad, 13 and 18. And 10 to 13, HellRaisers need to mount a mini comeback of their own here at the end of this half, the second half. The second map, if they want to stay alive in this event, force a third. That would be on Mirage.
Yeah, it could be kind of fun to see if both teams were feeling fully ready on Mirage, if they were going to give their all. I feel like it's been sort of a little bit back and forth in some of these halves.
There's that pop flash play again for Issa. Once again, doesn't yield any results. Fugly was patient with it. Nice kill from Ethan. He's dinked up down to 7. That's an aggressive piece of the NRG set that's going to have to be tempered, but it sends HellRaisers into panic mode. Angel rotates over towards B, even Woxic leaning towards that side, so they want to make sure they have everything covered for the moment. NRG's going to leave it. They're happy to have a man advantage with over a minute left. Daps just looking for any kind of a follow-up push, and that Molotov going to force him into the open. This is a way to find an equalizer, and Daps has to put it out. If they have HE grenades, that could have been brutal, but the only one they have is at the A bomb site.
And Woxic and Issa, they're going to get completely tombed here. If they come out 2 behind them on the balcony and 2 coming in from middle, that's almost impossible to defend, and they're almost caught out in the open. In fact, they are grenade in hand. Issa going to get just a... Well, he does actually get a double kill, which is quite impressive. Not really usual for that kind of position. Angel tagged up through the smoke. The bomb has gone down. That was a very, very good call for NRG. They absolutely caught them in that A-bomb site. And HellRaisers, yeah, they're going to back it off. That was another round that just illustrates that they're really well prepared, NRG.
Well, you also saw that setup earlier on, and you kind of asked about it, and that illustrates the danger. In the setup we saw previously, there were the 3 players, right? There was that last player watching for the jump out. I think Woxic just kind of realized the danger a second too late, needs a flashbang full in the face as he kind of spins to protect against it in the bomb site. Even with the phenomenal performance for the double kill from Issa in lane, they're not able to convert it. So 14-10, they back off from the save, and again, the money just so low for HellRaisers, but they still need to try and fight in this round. Angel's going to be able to drop an M4, but he's going to call a pause. He's going to have to come up with something clever during these 20 seconds.
Yeah, time for a serious conversation, because they're about to be knocked out of the tournament. 2 more rounds for NRG, and it's not even that they have to depart the tournament. It's really more like you really don't want to leave and feel like you didn't give your all. You know, you couldn't right. Find a way to put in the whatever you've been planning. You know, this
map's been competitive from HellRaisers. They've shown some good things, but obviously that overpass is going to sting for some time. And I think if you're HellRaisers as well, it is the fact that you come in and you lose to a team like NRG that doesn't have a great resume. I think that's the other thing where HellRaisers just pick how did we lose to these guys? So, and for NRG on the other side of things, this is just a matter of building confidence through this group stage. This event's kind of cool in a way with this format. No matter how bad you do, you play 6 maps, right? You play a lot of maps. You play 3 series, no matter what happens. I remember when this Liquid lineup first formed. Before Taco joined, to be fair. This was their first event when Steel had joined the team. Yeah. And they loved it because they were just like, this was essentially like trial by fire. We got to play so very much so early on. And it's a similar thing with this NRG squad. It's just like, yeah, they've played at Dallas, they played in Australia, but here, it's just so much more experience in those 2 events.
Yeah, you really get tested, and it's hard to complain too much if you end up going out, because you kind of know, well, you had 3 chances and 3 best of 1s.
You really can't argue with the results, can you?
Yeah, exactly. You just know you had to do something. 3 best of 3s, yeah, that's a lot.
It's big boy Counter-Strike. He's going to be at the end of Halls. He's only got the CZ. NRG's been just quiet across the map. I think they know they kind of have that. They have HellRaisers in that weird area where, yeah, it's going to be a buy. They're going to have some pistols. They're going to have to try and maybe do something sneaky. And because they haven't applied any of the pressure that they have previously, a lot of smokes and Molotovs are being saved for the end.
Yeah, they did previously Molotov the corner where Bondic is standing right now, so it doesn't look like they're setting up for it at the moment, but if, well, no, it's not going to reach quite that far back. I think the angle's a little bit off for Daps, but Ethan going to be running in before the grenades. That actually is a really powerful idea, but gets caught by Dead Fox, who goes down right after, and actually they will get the Molotov in. Bondic forced out, still gets 2 big kills. It's a nice job from Bondic, not easy under that much pressure, and good return from Fugly, though, catching Angel before the rest of the backup shows up. The bomb is going to go down with just 6 seconds left, and no space in that corner. Fugly forced back out, and Woxic just needs 1 headshot, and he's going to get it as well. Brilliant stuff. Good on HellRaisers for staying alive without very much utility.
NRG, Fugly especially, did not expect that retake to come in that fast. He was thinking it was going to be more calculated and using some bullets to spam through some smoke. It was good on him to find the equalizer, but very well done from HellRaisers getting over and kind of catching him off guard. Still, the money's not looking good. Still, it's on the edge there, so any reset is just going to be deadly to this HellRaisers side. This attempt at a comeback and another plant for NRG means they can continue to buy. They're almost out of funds as well. See, Circa's down to the CZ. So is Daps.
Ethan pushing just as the smokes are, or like all the grenades are in the air. That's the kind of knockout punch that can actually completely ruin a defense in another round.
I was surprised though, because we have kind of seen that in the past. There are players who run with the smokes that are being thrown, but if you're going to do that, the flashbang that's thrown needs to hit that CT spawn gap. Finally, this pop flash peek works. It's a good trade from Fugly. He's done a really good job trading throughout this whole half, but either way, he's done that. I think that's the 3rd time that we've at least caught it on camera. This time it pays off, and Woxic's now going to follow up with an angle, so some danger here for NRG.
Ooh, still gets the shot. That's a really good job. Woxic, we're used to seeing him hit those shots every single round. This has been a very hard game for him. He's been doing well enough on this map, but, you know, it's still, I feel like, you know, it's not quite his level yet. We're used to seeing even more out of him.
Not a huge fan of this setup from Bondic. The pop flash is going to work, but a good trade, and now they just have to press the issue. Molotov is going to slow him down, though. That's so well timed. There's the smoke. Breezy coming through. He needs to win this fight. Knife out for Dead Fox now. He has the SMG trying to play the angles. It's not going to happen. Breezy with a swift execute. And Cirque has to get back to the flank.
Yeah. Pretty deep Molotov as well, but they did make it past into construction. Cirque, if he wins this fight against Angel, that just might be it, and he's going to do it. The timing couldn't be better. Woxic now retaking in a 1 versus 2 with the AWPs. Managed to sneak in. They don't know that he's here yet. He's got 1 chance, and Breezy not going to take it. Will be the triple. Amazing stuff there. He tried to see if he could steal it away, Woxic, but not having any of it in that corner. 15 to 11.
Good shots from Breeze there at the end to open things up, and then even to finish it off. Very, very fast. Had to be good, clean headshots as well. And that's tough. There's still just a little bit of money for HellRaisers. They obviously scraped together for that AWP on Woxic. I mean, just showing you the confidence. The series he's had hasn't exactly been anything to write home about, and hasn't really carried them through any stretches, and they still give it to him and say, do your best. He's got no armor. He's burned down to 57, and it's upgraded pistols for everyone else. He's be able to get that first kill. No one there to trade this time. He's going to get away. That's an AK-47, but no, he's actually choosing to remain aggressive, and Daps is going to be able to finish that off. Slight mistake. Angel wants to come get it, and Daps now knows, but it is an AK-47 that's salvaged for the HellRaiser side. So another weapon they can play with.
Yeah, but they're kind of all over the place, and they might have actually rotated into the A-bomb side just in time, but they're sort of taking individual fights rather than setting up any kind of defense. Bondic doing a fantastic job at the moment, picking up a couple of kills, and actually he's finally going to be going down, but still, that's even better than I thought. Woxic at long range with the AWP. The smoke is going to obscure his vision for just a bit. Daps, can he close the game right now? 47 health. When that smoke goes away, Dead Fox looking the wrong way, and Daps, beautiful catch. That is really important. Now, I mean, I guess the AWP means he's got 1 shot maybe Woxic at doing this. If he misses more than a couple of shots here, it's not going to be working out well. He's walking up right behind, though. Daps doesn't know about it yet. Woxic is literally right on the other side of this wall, scoping in, just trying to see if he can walk it up, and Daps not realizing, is he going to have the angle? He will, just creeping into it, 1 inch at a time.
4 HP to win that clutch, and you could see the HellRaisers players just wiping sweat off the brow. NRG's fine with this, though. Still 3 more chances, and they haven't allowed the money to grow. It's going to be a better arsenal for HellRaisers in this round, but it's not going to be anything special. NRG equally is going to have a decision to make. That was they're not exactly flush with cash. These past, what, 5 rounds, 6 rounds have been traded just back and forth. No one's been able to win 2 in a row down the stretch, so a very tight affair here at the end of this second map. 15 to 12, NRG at least has overtime, so they get to play without that pressure looming over their heads, and HellRaisers facing elimination for 3 rounds straight.
I mean, overtime would be good fun on Inferno. We do love it. We
do love some overtime Inferno. Been known to enjoy overtime Inferno.
And a beautiful shot of the fountain and the little fish. You ever had fish at any point in your life, Moses? You ever been one of those people?
I have.
Really?
Just one of like the standard cheap like goldfish type things.
Cheap fish.
Best part about it was flushing it down the toilet one time. I shouldn't be saying these things out loud, really.
You should not be saying these things out loud.
We talked about this yesterday. I really just don't have a filter anymore. I have nothing in my brain that says, stop, this is a bad idea.
Oh, what great. I just don't even know what to say.
Well, here comes pressure, and nice kills from Bondic, even getting great damage onto Ethan, and this is going to wipe up. Actually, I had a friend in college who had we did the what is it, like the lionfish, had an octopus and everything like that. We used to feed it shrimp. Octopus are cool.
Yeah, they are. See, that would be more interesting to me. I feel like, but I also feel like I wouldn't want to put one in like a tub or anything, just because I feel like they would, you know, they're kind of intelligent, you know. Feels weird. I don't.
They're strong too, like because you feed them shrimp on like a skewer.
Yeah.
And they just like kind of take it off, but when they like grab the skewer and they start pulling it, you're just like, holy hell, this tiny little octopus.
Yeah.
Creepy little. They'd take over the world if they could walk.
No, that's my problem. Like I don't kind of want to eat them either. I feel like they're too smart. You know, there's something weird about that.
Eating smart animals. That's your aversion is. I mean, animal is intelligent.
I'll have bacon and
aren't pigs supposed to be smart?
Yeah, listen, it's not an exact science, Moses. On the other hand, I feel like fish just like what's the point? Like they obviously don't care about you. You can't pet them or anything.
Okay.
They just cost you money. You've got to clean up like an extra part of your house.
Yeah, but you can do some cool stuff with fish tank, can't you? He also had a coral tank as well, like a coral reef tank. So he had all these different like species of coral that would like grow and some the bright colors and cool designs and everything.
For some reason, that sounds more interesting to me than the fish themselves.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
Fish is just a boring pet.
It kind of is, isn't it? But still.
Unless you have an octopus, which isn't actually a fish, but
yeah,
I feel like it's close enough to be.
I've never heard of people doing that, but that's interesting.
No, I mean he also grew sharks and stuff. So I mean, like the baby, like not so much dangerous ones. He used to sell the shark eggs. Back to the game, not my past. 15-13. Don't want to go down that road at the moment. Another chance for NRG. 2 more to try and close this out in 2 maps. And now the HellRaiser side is starting to look flush. Now it's going to have to be, again, like NRG's just going to have to grind this one out because you gave HellRaisers a little bit of slack. Now they've got the tools to make you pay for it.
Oh, wow. Early presence for HellRaisers. 3 on Banana. Maybe expecting some kind of crazy push coming out. When they don't get it, instead they just settle for having Woxic defended with the AWP, and then it actually looked like they were all going to rotate back, but Death Fox is being called back in. Is it just for the boost? Yeah. That's asking a lot, I feel like.
Yeah?
Just jump up there himself.
Woxic is like, hey, boost me, and he's like, you've gone too far this time, Woxic.
Yeah. Listen, I'm already halfway to the A-bomb side. Why do I have to run back, you know? So, strong defense on the A side, obviously. Deadfox just now getting into position on the Arch side of all of that. Flashbang doesn't really do enough, but it doesn't matter. Breeze still going to be picking up 2 big kills, and that might be the knockout blow. 2 versus 4 now. Bondic has done it before, but he's going to have to come up massive in this round. He's going to go down almost immediately. Cirque will drop him, and now it's a 1 versus 3 here. Bomb goes down, and Woxic, what can you do at this point?
You can do really nothing, especially now that the cross has happened. I almost lost it there. Daps coming up lane, no one to immediately trade with. There was a chance for Bondic to make a real nice play off that, but Now it's all on Woxic. We've said his name a number of times and not for good reason. He's got to be the hero in a 1 versus 3. He does have a kit, and he's got 2 flashbangs, but he needs to move faster. There's 3 kills to find, and NRG, they can, at this point, you almost feel like they could just take their hands off the mouse and keyboard and still win it, and that's going to be it. NRG, 16-13. They win the first map in dominant fashion, never even had to worry about a thing. In the second map, they had to grind it out, so you've seen the 2 different sides, and this is a good recovery in this event from a team who's had a lot of high hopes these past months. Hasn't exactly delivered on them, but they give themselves another chance here.
They absolutely do. Really strong showing, I think surprising a lot of people, myself included, and that's just good news all around. HellRaisers, I think if you had to look for a silver lining, it'd probably be the fact that they started the second map in such a bad fashion and still made a game out of it. So like there's something left in them that they can still sort of make a fight out of it, which I think is something, but obviously no, I don't think this is what they were expecting at all. I think it's going to be a disappointing day for HellRaisers. So.
It absolutely is. Especially, they came off, that second place, I think at Tours it was, where they lost to North in the Grand Finals. And this is a team that a lot of people have had. I mean, this has been a pretty consistent dark horse pick for a lot of people for some time, HellRaisers. And obviously not panning out, at least this time around. Still a dangerous team, still some very cool things. Yeah. A pretty cold day in terms of performance for a lot of their stars, which is going to lend itself to an upset loss late in this fashion.
Yeah.
That overpass game was just unreal.
It really was. I think everyone's going to want to forget about that. Really
Not
fast.
NRG.
Not NRG.
Yeah, they're going to love that one.
Yeah.
You can bet all those guys are going to be going back and watching that VOD today.
Yeah, just
like 3 times. They're like, look how we wrecked this guy.
Yeah, ZC, that guy too. All of them gone.
Yeah.
Good stuff all around. I mean, that's the kind of energy that if they keep playing at this level, especially on LAN, that's going to get more interesting.
It's the point of playing this much on LAN. Like, we always criticize these teams that do so good online and come into a LAN tournament and don't have the impact. But what people have to realize is it's a completely different feeling. Like, as a player, when you sit down at these tournaments and you play, whether it's on a big stage or not, when you're playing against these guys, these other professional guys who have been doing it for so long. So the more experience you get, the closer playing on LAN feels normal to you. And that's when you can kind of calm down. You can forget the cameras in front of your face. You can forget the broadcast. You can forget, walking by some of the best players in the world, that you're seeing for like maybe the first or second time at these events. And you just sit down and concentrate on what you have to do. And that's where energy's starting to get, and that's what they have to get to. And so I think they'll keep improving.
What are they now? 2-2 in the group?
2-2.
Yeah. So next game is the one that decides it for them if they make it through.
If they go through or get knocked out. And obviously, if they go through, they're going to be playing on a stage, which I think would be the first time for this NRG team.
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, getting to that level, if they can win the next game, which is obviously not going to be easy, but if they can, that would be a massive success. Like they would have got more than they were probably hoping for the event. So that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of excited for this now. Like I'm kind of want them to see it do well.
They've got
now.
some exciting players. I mean, we obviously have some great highlights out of. The second map was enough so you could see the kind of differences, and we got to see some cool stuff from Ethan.
Yeah.
Breeze that last round. Cirque had some nice shots. Either way, I think we're going to be talking to one of them. I don't know who. Maybe Daps. Maybe I'm a pet. I'm interested to find out. It's going to be Paula with the winners interview.
Jason, give me some daps. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. 2-0. When I spoke to Chet yesterday, he said you guys were confident about Overpass, and you got to pick it, and it was an absolute storming of HellRaisers.
Yes, it was. It was, Paula.
Yeah, and tell me about that then. Why is that map so good for you right now? Or even did that map exceed expectations for you?
I think we did exceed expectations a little bit, but we're very comfortable on Overpass individually. I don't think it's actually one of our better maps in terms of structure, but we just play a more loose style, and it kind of works for our players.
Okay, then moving into Inferno. There were some moments nearing the end where we weren't sure if you were going to close it out. A couple rounds that were a bit shaky, that maybe you didn't necessarily, or you shouldn't have necessarily dropped. How did you stay in the game? And as you approached those final hurdles, how did you get over them?
We sort of just went to more set stuff we have. The last round was kind of lucky. We weren't really going to take mid because we thought he was going to be opping it, but he was actually opping Banana. And Breezy came up with 2 big kills. No, Inferno's been kind of shaky for us, so we're glad we closed it out.
Yeah, something that I noticed, and relating to what you said about Overpass, where it was a bit freer, but then at some points in Inferno, you implemented a bit more structure. And those were the points where you kind of changed your dynamic to take HellRaisers off guard, or at least do something to put you guys in a better position. Where is that coming from during a match? Are those things that you discussed with I'm a Pet beforehand?
Kind kind of. He hasn't had a lot of time to implement the stuff he wants to. After ECS, which is next week, he's going to have a lot more time to implement things he wants to. For this event, it was more so just fixing stuff we already had in the past. But trying to, our biggest problem is communication on LAN, and there's still some nerves because we have a pretty young team. So once people get more comfortable playing on LAN, I think we'll be pretty good.
And what is it about the communication? Because there are differences between, for instance, communication in Europe and the US. You have a European player on your team. Is it that sort of cultural difference between how people are calling, or is it specific sort of mistake style stuff?
We definitely don't have names for every spot on the map. Some maps we just have like a general call out for it, which is pretty bad. So we have to fix that. And once people get more comfortable and calm down a little bit, and the nerves go away, then the communication's good. Because at home, everyone's comfortable. You know, you just woke up from bed. You know, you can go to bed right after. And once we get used to the jet lag and the younger players get more experience, I think it'll be good.
2 for 2 now then, Daps. Final thoughts on that, knowing that the next match is do or die.
I just hope we play as well as we did today.
All right.
Pretty much it.
Great stuff, Daps. Thank you so much, and have a calm and relaxed rest of the day. Trace,